I'm going to show how to find the turn signal flasher on GL1500, at least on this 88 model. I don't know if it's the same on all of the 1500s. I'm going to assume that it is. And this thing looks a mess because I'm taking it apart to paint it. I just did some videos on some carburetor work and stuff, and it's the beginning of winter, so I'm planning on changing the color. That's why I'm taking it all apart. So I'm going to show you what I found. I did hunt the thing down and I found the flasher, and the reason I'm looking for it is because I want to also go, while I'm painting it, I also want to go to all LED lights. And I can do everything LED except the turn signals without either adding a specialized flasher or adding resistors. And the trouble with adding resistors is they just increase the current draw to match what it would be with the regular incandescent bulbs, which means that all you're going to benefit by adding LED turn signals is just the color difference. Or maybe a little bit brighter if you get brighter bulbs, but it won't use less power. So anyway, let me mount this camera, and I already had all of this was off of there, but I put it back on because I found a shortcut. I'm taking the trunk off, and I found the turn signals underneath the trunk, but I found a shortcut to find them under this panel here. Let me show you how I got to that. First thing you got to do is pluck these little things. They're just sitting on there right now. These little caps right here. There's two of them on each side. One here, there's a screw under that. And then another cap right here. Same kind, same size. And there's a screw under that. You got to take those two screws loose. And the same thing on this side. Saddlebag's already off over here. And you also are going to have to loosen up the screws that hold the saddlebag on, at least on one side. These up in here, you'll have to loosen those up. Just loosen them a little bit. And, well, you can't see the ones. There's some on the floor underneath here, but the toolkit's in there and some other stuff. Loosen those up so that you can move one of the saddlebags over. I'm almost positive you don't have to move both of them over. There's a little pin right here that lines up in the saddlebag. Not in the saddlebag, but in this thing here. Now let me take this thing off. I stuck the screws back in it just to hold it in place. With those two screws off, this corner piece will just fall right off. And so with at least one saddlebag loose, you might need to loosen both of them. You're going to take your license plate bracket off. It just has two little screws. And I'm reasonably sure you don't have to take this lower trim off from underneath the trunk. I'm reasonably sure you can get that out without taking this off. But if you do have to take this off, I'm pretty sure you don't though. It's just 4 screws from inside the trunk. Anyway, now hopefully you can get this without taking the saddlebags loose on both sides. And then this comes out. Now you see you got a little keyway here on the saddlebag that drops in a hole right here. You got 2 of them, top and bottom, and on both sides. Here's your holes over here. That piece comes off. And then underneath, now I have the trunk unbolted and loose. It's just laying up there. But there's your two turn signal or flashers right there. And the one right here on the right hand side is your turn signals. The one on the left hand side is not doing anything at the moment, and neither are my four-ways. So I'm just going to assume that that is the four-ways, and hopefully before I put this video up I will have found out. I'll just switch the two flashers and see if the four-ways work when it's plugged in there, but I haven't done that yet because I wanted to show disassembling all these body parts, and I don't want to keep putting them on and off just to do a video. So that's why I haven't tested this yet, but hopefully I'll get to that before I upload this video. Now, as far as getting it off of there, you got this rubber grommet that is on like a locking tab, and you have to work that with a screwdriver and fight with it to get that off, and it's going to go off towards the right. The other one's going to go off towards the left, and they are tricky to get off of there. But anyway, that is the shortcut I found. I found them by taking the trunk off, and the reason I found them is by the sound of it. I was chasing the sound down with the turn signals flashing, and I couldn't find it. So no wonder I couldn't find it. It's behind all this body work. So now that I got the trunk off, I was able to reach right over the top of all of this and locate this. And I thought there's got to be a better way. So I started to seeing what am I getting into, taking this panel off, which needs to come off anyway for the paint job. This center panel that holds the license plate, and that's where we're at, is taking that off. Here we go. The left turn signal and it's the right turn signal is what's flashing right now. If you look up there on the dash, and the reason it's flashing fast is because the bulbs are not connected here in the back end. They're unplugged. So that one goes to that. This one does go to the emergency flasher. It's not working right, but it's working somewhat if I mess with the switch enough. It's working on the left side only, and I don't know. I'll get to the bottom of that before I put everything back together. But yeah, that one, this one, I can feel it clicking right here. And I also found out where the cancel switch is. You got to take the foot peg thing off. You got to take that off. It's only 2 bolts on the bottom, and you got to loosen up the saddlebag and slide it away a little bit just to get this cover off of here. But this little blue relay, this is your relay box, this is your fuse box. This you can get to just under your side cover, but this relay box won't open up without taking this other stuff off. Anyway, this blue one right here is the one that I can feel that one click when I hit the cancel button up here. Where is it? Right there. That one clicks and turns off the turn signals. And so that blue relay right there, all of these around here, now it might not be blue on all of them. Maybe somebody changed this once, I don't know, and they got a blue one. But anyway, that's the position of it right there. Well, there it is, all painted up. All the LED lights are changed. And let me show the LEDs. I don't hear the flasher now. So if someone's already changed one over to LED and you needed to get to the flasher, You couldn't find it by listening. Look at the videos I made painting this thing and some plastic welding and different things like that. Alright, thanks for watching.